feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could take.
Hello, everyone. Happy, what the hell's the day today? Wednesday. How is everyone? It's right on top of my computer. Hello, my loves. If you don't know me, my name is Teaya Symone, and I've missed you guys. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Hey, Robbie. Good to see you. I can honestly tell you guys. Hey, Justin. Hey, your mom. Hey, Share Bear. I can honestly tell you guys, this is not going to be a long live because I feel like there's 50,000 lives about this already, but I do have a few things to say. Oh my goodness. I don't think I'm going to be able to pronounce that. Is it Euthanian? I don't know. I don't think I can pronounce that. Lolita. I'll just say Lolita. Hey, Zoli, Victoria. Hey, Erica. Alyssa, Samantha, Ms. Moz, Kimberly. It's always good to see you, Crystal, Melody. Care Bear, Stranger Clean, always a pleasure. Hey, Sparkle. Hey, Justice for All. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Princess Chicken. Jamie, how are you, sweetie? Mingo. Hey, Tia. Hey, Mama Bear. Hey, Aubrey. Let's see here. Hey, Lena. Hey, Christina. Koala Lover. Angie. Shelby. Let's see if I'm missing anyone. Hi, Diana. Nana Bree. Jersey. Queen Mike. F Bear. I Shill an Angel. That's cute. Keeping up with this hot mess. Ain't that the truth? How are you? Hurst Hill. Always a pleasure. Hey, little Texan. Hey, Dragon Mama. Hey, Letitia Hildreth. Little Ken 65. Always good to see you guys. So, like I said, there's a lot of, hey, Miss Rebecca G. There's a lot of information out there about this, a lot of videos. So, there's really not too much I can say but my opinion. Hey, Heather. And a few people have asked for that through email and Instagram. And I appreciate all of you guys for wanting to hear what I have to say about this, because I do have a lot to say, but not too much, I promise. So how is everyone? I hope everyone's good and had a good Memorial Day and had fun, all that good shit. Okay. So there's actually something that I want to talk about before I talk about Unirock, Rock a Lot, whatever. I'm going to pull it up. So 1 second. Let me pull this up real quick. So as you guys know, I did a live stream. Was it on a Sunday? I can't remember. You guys know I'm bad with days. But I did a live stream and I was basically talking, about how it had come to my attention that a lot of Katie stans, a few of them were saying that they were going to find out who I was and dig through all that. I don't give a shit. But we were talking about that. And then I had a little video that I put out where there was another slip up by the Nonsense channel, right? You guys know that, in my opinion, and I also had the pleasure of being on Renelle Smith's channel last night, which was so much fun. But like I said, in my humble opinion, some people don't agree with me, and you don't have to. I'm not saying this 100% certain. If I'm pissed off one day, I might say it's not 100% certain, but it's still my opinion that I think that Katie is a Nonsense channel. There's just been a lot of proof that I have showed you guys. I've tried to be very transparent with you guys about the things that I find out. Anything I find out, I always share with you guys. And there's just been a lot of slip ups. So in my last video, I showed you guys the slip up where she was talking to somebody, but she referred to herself as if she was Katie Joy. Okay. So there's a post that I want to show you guys, and then I want to comment on real quick. Let me bring it up here. It's going to take me a minute to find it, probably. Am I going to be able to make this bigger? Probably not. Hold on, you guys. Let me see if I can try to make this bigger. I've done it before. I just don't even know if I can do it again. If not, I'll just read it to you guys. Nope, I can't make it bigger. Sorry, you guys. But like I said, I'll just read it. Oh, yeah, I can't make it bigger. Yay. I still can't figure out this Apple computer, but I learn something new every single day. Yay. Oh, my God. Okay, so that's my iPad. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, Whoa. That's big. That's very big. I finally figured out how to do that for you guys. I'm so excited. Okay, so this is the nonsense on the web to whatever. I'm getting a laptop for my birthday. I'm so excited. Yeah, I love this Apple laptop. So every now and then I start figuring shit out, right? So I'm gonna read this from Nonsense on the Web. It says, I got my first MacBook last week, getting used to it myself. Fair, you're gonna love it. But I'm not gonna lie, if you have been used to like Microsoft and Android, it's gonna be different. It's very different. Hey, Bkush79, how are you? Okay, so it says, are these people serious? Like, this is actually embarrassing for them. I haven't ever looked into this creator, but it might be on my horizon, and I don't know if they will appreciate that. I don't give a fuck if you look me up or not. Let's be clear on that. Anyway, know how many times I've said way before I started YouTube that I have no admins because I chose to run my shit this way. Plus, anyone that has been watching this has to realize having admins isn't the easiest because you legit have no control over another human's behaviors. Sooner or later, I'll probably add mods on YouTube if I decide to stream. Is this creator upset because it took her over 5 years to get a following? She has, and I've gotten what I have in a few months, which is significantly lower, but her behavior makes 0 sense. That's the only thing I can legit see being a cause of her issues, because not a single thing involves her except for her being a mouthpiece for MGL. It's sad because the common sense isn't common over there at all. Okay, let's comment to this, okay? First of all, at the nonsense on the web 2.0, I don't give a shit if you look me up or not, okay? For one, I don't care. Number two, let me be clear here. I don't compete with other creators, nor do I care how long it's taken you to get to where you're at. And just because somebody starts a channel and has had a YouTube channel for 5 years doesn't mean they started making content 5 years ago. I only started making content a year and a half ago, so get that straight. Anybody who has a channel, see, the only one who lacks common sense here is you, sweetheart. Because if you had any common sense, then you would know everybody has a YouTube channel, but it's your choice if you want to be a creator or not. Just because I've had a YouTube channel since 2017 does not mean I started creating content in 2017. I started creating content in 2020. Okay? Consistently, not until probably a few months ago. Here and there, but I have been more consistent now. Recently. I don't want to say recently. I'd say about 5-6 months ago. But regardless, know what you're talking about before you open your mouth, because you're the only one who lacks common sense here. Okay? Now, the reason why I said, care to explain why you have no admins, is because you specifically said that the screenshots that showed Katie was accidentally logged into the wrong channel, and she was on her page talking under the nonsense channel. Your explanation was because that was from your admin activity. And what I'm saying is, do you care to explain why you don't have any admins? So go ahead and twist the narrative as much as you want to. I don't care. And let me tell you something. For all of you hate bonders that literally act like idiots and literally will bond with somebody that you don't like, specifically because the 2 of you or the 3 of you, 4 of you have one person in common that you don't like, that's not how I roll. In no way, shape, or form am I a mouthpiece for any motherfucking body but myself. Okay? And people that I care about. I don't need to be a mouthpiece. Oh my God. A mouthpiece. Am I going to be able to get this out? Come on, Teaya. Okay. Got it. I don't need to be a mouthpiece for Molly because Molly is a grown-ass woman and she can be a mouthpiece for herself. Molly is fully capable of defending herself. I'm defending what's right. Okay. And from day one, I have never agreed with, from the moment that Ms. Letitia chose to part ways with Katie, Katie has been treating them horribly ever since that day. That's what I'm a mouthpiece for. That's what I speak up for. I speak up for what's right and what's wrong. And it's wrong to accuse people of fraud with no proof. Okay? And I don't give a shit, even if it was a different situation. And let's just say Ms. Letitia is a fraud. As I've said many times, I don't believe she is, but to pick a different scenario, let's just say she was. She still doesn't deserve to be treated the way she's being treated. And that's my opinion. And that's what I speak up for. I'm a creator, just like you're a creator. Please sit here and explain to me, what's your dog in this fight? Besides getting on your channel, perpetuating false narratives every day. What's your dog in this fight? No, you're a creator and you use it for content. Except for you do it in an evil way, in my opinion. I don't have to be a mouthpiece for anybody. For nobody but myself. Exactly. Molly can speak for herself. I'm not here to speak for Molly or anybody else. I'm here to speak for the people I feel like need spoken for. Because at the end of the day, Miss Letitia is not a creator. She's not a creator. And she has you, Unirock, Katie, which you may be Katie, all of these people calling her a fraud, along with all of your followers combined calling her a fraud. Somebody has to speak up for them. And that's my dog in the fight. It has nothing to do with me being aligned with Molly or anyone else. It has to do with I see wrong and I'm speaking up about it. It's actually very simple. Too bad you don't like it. That's not my problem. You have to deal with that. That's a you problem. That's not a me problem. Okay. The only reason why I asked why you don't have any admins on your channel is because if you state that that the screenshot is from your admin activity, wouldn't that mean that you have admins? I don't get it. Okay. If someone is being a fraud or a scammer, are they going to stay around this long? Think not. Exactly. Kelly Ford needed to be called out. All the scammers need to be. I don't know who's Kelly Ford. Do I know that person? Yeah, let me know in the comments who that is. And I'm going to show you guys one more thing here. Just to clarify why I said, care to explain why you have no admins on your channel, but yet you're saying that it's from your admin activities? So
yeah, I really think this is going to help us scale. You guys have a business card?
Yeah.
This is my channel.
I swear I had it here.
Actually, here. You can just have my Oval card.
I'll show you guys something else as well.
Because what she said was Katie Joy, aka Without a Crystal Ball, was logged in on the Nonsense Facebook page and accidentally started replying on Crystal Ball's page under Nonsense to Katie's comments. Basically that I forgot what account I was in and started replying. That's not true. This is actually from my admin activity. And first of all, you'll notice So what she said was Katie Joy, aka Without a Crystal Ball, was logged in on the Nonsense Facebook page and accidentally started replying on Crystal Ball's page under Nonsense to Katie's comments. Basically that I forgot what account I was in and started replying. That's not true. This is actually from my admin activity.
Okay, did you guys hear that? Did you not just hear her say it's from her admin activity? So I'm asking her, how you don't have any admins? Yeah, I know. I can't get it to turn up. And the reason why is because it was filmed very low because I didn't know how to work iMovie at the time. But this is her saying it's from her admin activity. So turn your phones up for this a little bit. Yeah, it's really low. I don't know why it's low like that. I mean, it's low because of my fault, but hold on. Let me see if I can try to. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Wait. Oh, sorry, you guys. Okay, let me play this again. See how.
So what she said was Katie Joy, aka Without a Crystal Ball, was logged in on the Nonsense Facebook page and accidentally started replying on Crystal Ball's page under Nonsense to Katie's comments. Basically that I forgot what account I was in and started replying. That's not true. This is actually from my admin activity. And for
Besides the many slip ups, did you guys hear her say that this is from her admin activity? That's where that was from? But she has no admins. That's all I was asking. How is it from your admin activity, but you don't have any admins? She literally just said, I forgot what account I was logged into. Hold on. She literally just said, I forgot what account I was logged in as. So Nonsense said, again, not she. Exactly, Dave. Good to see you. Kelly Forrest set up 2 fundraisers and then tried to scam Ms. Letitia for a refund. Oh my goodness. Yet they say they don't have an admin. Exactly. Either you have an admin or you don't. But if you have an admin, then it would show that you have an admin for your page. And you just said in your Facebook post, you don't want any admins. Maybe you'll get admins eventually. Okay. So I was asking the question, if this is from your admin activity, well, you don't have any admins. So how do you have admin activity? That's the question. So I don't think I'm the one who lacks common sense around here. I think it's you. Notice how KJ's page hasn't posted about this lately. It's because she has Nonsense page to post her content over there. Exactly, Heather Saban. I agree with that. Right. You guys are absolutely right. The creator of the Facebook groups for Vaughn is literally in Eunice right now talking about Letitia, yet she made those groups for a safe place for Letitia. What a fake. That's horrible. But I just wanted people to hear. That's why I asked, like, you don't have any admins. So how is your explanation that this is from the screenshot is from your admin activity? Doesn't add up. Okay. And at the end of the day, you talking about my YouTube, all that kind of stuff. Do you really think I give a shit about that? No, I don't. Never will. I'm not in competition with nobody but my damn self. But what I will tell you is that there's just been a lot of signs that Nonsense channel is Katie. Not saying that I'm right 100%, because there's always that possibility that I could be wrong. Or maybe it's not Katie. Katie's just affiliated. I don't know. Everybody has their own opinion about it, including myself. But that's just what I think. And my mind's not going to change about it until I'm proven wrong. She probably has 10 admins for herself. I would not put anything past her crazy. Yeah, I agree. It's a puppet, if not KJ. I agree. I'm a mod on MGL's page, so that's probably why I'm blocked. Maybe. Like I said, I'm going to call things as I see it, and that's just what I see. It doesn't make any sense. If you don't have any admins, you wouldn't have admin activity. So that's all I was trying to point out. And I also want to make another thing clear. And this is the reason why I haven't talked about it lately. But I do want to talk more about hate bonding, because I think it's important to talk about hate bonding, because a lot of people, they will automatically assume that you're on a side or you're a mouthpiece for someone just because you're defending what's right, regardless of who that person is. I could not like somebody and still be able to say when they're right or when they're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the type of person that if somebody that I dislike, and I'm not saying that I dislike Molly, I don't have a problem with her, but if it's somebody that I dislike, if that person's right or wrong is being done to them, I'm perfectly capable of calling it out and being able to put my dislike for them aside, because that's what I'm supposed to do. I know, and I'm perfectly capable of thinking critically. So I don't personally know Molly, nor would I ever try to be a mouthpiece for Molly. I feel like Molly does a good job at speaking for herself. I don't know her, I know of her, and I know that we have a mutual bond. I respect the things that she's done for Miss Letitia, and that's the extent of it. And that's it. I watch Molly sometimes. I think exactly that's what it's called. It's called integrity. And I don't think that it's fair to be called a fraud. And I'm talking about this situation and this situation only. I don't think it's fair to be called a fraud for all of these people to walk around calling her, or especially Miss Letitia, a fraud with no proof. Okay. And that's the extent of it. I don't have to go around. That's the problem with you guys, with a majority of you guys. You guys will let your hate for someone totally take away any ounce of integrity that you may have had, if you had any at all, to the point where you can't even sit there and admit that a person you dislike is right. And that's how I feel. I'm not a mouthpiece for anybody. I've been on Molly's panel maybe once or twice, maybe 3 times at the most. I talk my shit over here on my own channel because that's what I do. Okay? I don't think that it is fair to walk around calling someone a fraud without showing no proof to back it up whatsoever. No proof. And at the end of the day, that is the excuse that you guys constantly use, because I'm defending Ms. Letitia and her family, because I've sat on the sidelines and watched. I don't even want to say the sidelines. I've sat as a creator and watched from day one of this woman being treated horribly simply because she chose not to align with someone anymore, and she chose to cut off communications with someone, and they couldn't let their ego, okay, they let their ego get in the way of it and wouldn't leave Miss Letitia alone, has violated this woman in every way, shape, and form, has put out personal information about her. Ask yourself, how is that okay? So because Ms. Letitia, you think Ms. Letitia is a fraud, you think it's okay to violate her, to dig up her personal background, to put all of private messages that she has had with you and everyone else out for thousands, maybe millions of people to see? That's okay? That's not okay. This isn't about me defending anyone but Miss Letitia and her family for the way that they have been treated. And you know what? I would want the same thing done for myself if I was put in that position. if you don't like the things that are being done and you think that somebody's a fraud, then you need to show proof of it. And no one so far has shown any type of proof to prove that this woman is a fraud except for your false narratives. That's it. I agree with that, little Kim 65. I agree with that. But at the end of the day, this is not about, I'm not going to sit here and talk about, you know, I find it very funny how people can sit there and talk about how I'm defending, you know, Molly, or I'm defending Justin, or I'm defending this person. No, I'm just defending what I feel is right. It has nothing to do with me defending anybody else, but what is right. Anybody who's been on Molly's channel knows that she can definitely speak up for herself. She don't need nobody else speaking up for her. But regardless, I'm still going to defend what I feel is right. And I feel that how Ms. Letitia and her family has been treated is absolutely egregious. Egregious. Okay, so now we're going to talk about what we're all here for. And why is right. Hold on. Sometimes these comments disappear. Hold on. That's exactly right. Ms. Letitia has the right to talk to anyone she wants and the right not to talk to anyone she doesn't want to. Exactly. What has happened to come decency? I've been listening to nothing but hate and pot stirring from a lot of the characters in this drama. Bottom line, Ms. Letitia has done nothing wrong. I agree. And it has nothing to do with defending, you know, everybody is allowed to have their opinion about a person. You know, there are a lot of creators that I don't necessarily care for, but if I see something that's being done wrong to them, I'm going to speak up and say, hey, that's wrong. Like one creator, people were talking, you know, bringing up her daughter and talking about her daughter. And I was one of the first creators to say that's wrong. Okay, her daughter has nothing to do with this. I don't care the age her daughter is or anything. Why would you speak on her daughter? Speak on her. But there are so many people who hate bond. And what they do is, because they don't like one person, they will literally sit at a table with a whole bunch of people that they may not like, but the only reason why they do like them is because they hate the same person that you hate. Okay, you're sitting at that table with them because y'all all share the same thing in common and you hate one person. I don't do that shit. I am perfectly capable of staying neutral and cordial with someone. But at the same time, in no way, shape, or form am I going to sit here and let people say, well, people can say whatever the fuck they want to. But just because I'm defending Ms. Letitia, that doesn't mean that I'm a mouthpiece for Molly or anyone else. Nor am I a mouthpiece for Molly. I'm not a mouthpiece for nobody. Tia, it's literally like sitting at the Mean Girls table in high school. It is. And it's like, well, you don't like the same person I don't like, so take a hike. People act like they have no capability of being neutral. And I've even seen people say, well, if she's okay, I've seen people say a lot. And I've seen people say, if she's okay with Molly, I would be side-eyeing her. And it's like, dude, why would you side-eye somebody just because they're cordial with somebody? Why would you side-eye them? You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I guess if somebody was immensely close to someone that you thought was evil, okay, you might want to side-eye them. But if somebody's just literally cordial with someone, how does that equate to you side-eyeing them when they're just neutral and cordial? That doesn't make any sense. That is ridiculous. You can have people are capable of being neutral and being cordial with someone without agreeing with every single thing that they do. Okay? Yes, we are all praying for Miss Letitia and to Miss Wynette too and her family, and praying that everything is okay and that she gets better very soon. Yeah, people are so gross and disgusting. It's like, it's called being an adult. That's what it's called. Exactly. Being cordial with someone doesn't mean that you co-sign their behavior. It doesn't mean that you align with them. Being cordial with someone is just having a common ground. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean you're best friends and you talk on the phone every day. That's a different story. You know what I'm saying? But when you're cordial with someone, that means, okay, I'm cordial with her. She's nice. I'm nice to her. She's nice to me. She hasn't done anything to me. I haven't done anything to her. So why I'm supposed to sit here and hate her because you do? That's not the way it works. For some people who are followers, okay, maybe so, but not for myself. Yes, we are praying for you, Miss Wynette. Exactly. Being cordial is just called being an adult, making your own choices, your own decisions, and I'm perfectly capable of doing that along with so many others. But it's like most people are so small-minded that they say, "Oh, you like that person? Oh, I don't like you." What the fuck are we in high school? Shit. Are we in middle school? No, we're not. We are all supposed to be adults here. Everyone has their own reasonings as to why they dislike somebody, and that's okay. But just because a person doesn't dislike the same person you dislike does not mean that you should be okay with being judgmental towards that person. It doesn't equate. It's not right. I'm defending Ms. Letitia, because I really do feel like there's a lot of racial tendencies when it comes to Ms. Letitia and the way that she has been treated. Ms. Wynette, all of her private information being put out there. I don't like that shit. I'm not down for that. Is ridiculous. There's no justification for it. I just feel like this family has been treated very, very badly by Katie Joy. And if you actually sat down and put your hate aside, okay, for the people that you dislike and looked at the bigger picture here, how could you sit here and be okay with somebody doxing and accusing a woman of carrying a weapon across state lines? How could you sit there and justify that and be okay with that? That's not okay. It's about control, and it's what they do. They think they have the upper hand by being. I agree, Erica. Tia, thanks for bringing this to the light. Good night. Thank you, Miss Wynette. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, and we're praying for you and Miss Letitia, and obviously continue to pray for Vaughn as well. Okay, so hold on. I'm going to pull up something else. So I was looking for the video with Unirock, because that is the video that I want to do a little bit of commentary on, and just to give you guys my opinion about that. So I found it on Renell's channel. I think I seen Renell in here. Sorry if I'd missed you, Renell. Love you. I really can't deal with this Unirock head ball. You would be infuriated if you heard his live right now. Oh, I'm sure he's being nasty and evil because he played himself. Okay. He played himself on that panel. He played himself, all big and bad, I'm Molly's a fraud, blah, 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 blah. And then, but when he gets on her panel, it's all crickets, right? So hold on. I'm going to pull this up real quick.
raging and stuff like some people do when they come on panel. You know, it can be kind of scary. Like I was saying to Marissa, like, hurry up, put it on like subscribers only for like an hour or whatever. And I think I accidentally said members. So I apologize to anybody who might watch this afterwards. I wasn't trying to like
my
make
chat's
it
cool,
so.
Let me give a caution. Maybe I'm just going to start this over again because this is flashing for some reason. I don't know why it's flashing like that. So let me start it over again because
videos wanted to talk to us about this.
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Ready to start eating healthier? Meet Kachava. Kachava is the world
to call Dre basically a murderer. It didn't sit well with me. And there was something about her vibe where she's
okay, guys, so I couldn't find that video, like the whole video, so I am going to commentate a little bit on it on Renel's channel. Renel's the best, love her to death, but I'm going to play a little bit of this, and you'll hear Renel too. But I just want to comment on a couple of things that Unirock did, and then people are going over to his channel listening to him now, and obviously he's saying some horrible things over there. So if you're going back and forth, compare the two. Look at how he's acting on this panel. Okay, so this was a couple days ago, maybe a few days ago, and he went on Molly Golightly's panel. We all know what Unirock has been doing for the past month, which is calling Miss Letitia a fraud, saying some pretty horrible things about Miss Letitia and Molly, blah, 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 and justice for all. So let's see how he's acting on her panel right now as he goes on Molly's panel.
To get more info on how to join your teacher certification program, we make joining our program.
Unirock, thanks for having me. How are you?
Nice to meet you. I'm Molly Golightly.
I'm Justin.
Oh, excellent.
I agree. And that's Renel Smith. I will put her link in the description. But what I do want to say is I agree with her. The way that he has, okay, you're going to come on the channel and be respectful. Okay. But I have not watched this video the whole way through. But from what a lot of people are saying, it was pretty bad the way that he was acting compared to the way that he acts on his own channel. So
the right thing to do.
Now,
okay, so can you guys not hear it? Oh, that's my fault. That's my fault. Hold on. Let me know if you guys can hear it now.
Given money by Katie Joy?
well, no.
Doesn't she have a wrench on your channel?
No, she used to. She hasn't had a wrench in a long time. Katie and I have an entire series on a playlist documenting my experience with Katie.
I know it's been up and down with you too.
Well, it's been down for over a year, but see, me and Katie, I don't know, you probably don't know this. So she got exposed for doxing creep show art like a long time ago.
Yet, okay, good. Sorry, you guys. Yet another person that Katie has doxed, but that's okay. That's okay that Katie just doxes whoever crosses her path. But regardless, Unirock just said, which you guys probably didn't hear, but he said he doesn't like Katie Joy. Well, if you don't like Katie Joy, then why is she a mod on your channel? And why does she send you super chats? And why is it that you let her send you all this information so you could start talking about this in the first place? Now, a lot of you guys in the comments know Unirock. I guess you pretty much know him a lot better than I do. I know more about Katie than I do Unirock. But a lot of you guys are saying that he's more about the views and he just doesn't care like what people say about him because he's just going to continue to spread hate and negativity as long as he's getting views, right? Hi, Easy. Hi, Easy E33. Welcome to everybody who's coming in. Sparkle, Heather, if this chat is too fast for you, let me know, okay?
She doxed creep show art in my Discord server while she was attempting to be friends with me, right? So I was forced with deciding whether to not tell my audience because she was like implying that I shouldn't tell my audience when I was getting ready to go live and blast her for it. And so I had to go live and record my Discord server because she lied on me and then said she didn't dox creep show art in my Discord server. And then I had to send the proof to creep show because I figured she'd want to sue or something. She didn't though. And yeah, it was a messed up situation. I don't do that. I wasn't communicating with Katie in the beginning because I liked her or because I wanted to boost her or something. She was bigger than me at the time. I was communicating with her because people said she was.
Come back to earth, Unirock, okay? One of the things I do know about Unirock is you're delusional, just like Katie. What do you mean when she was she was as big as you or whatever? Katie is bigger than you. I don't even know what you just said. You said something like this was back in the day when she was bigger than me. She's still bigger than you. Okay, see, you're smart. You're doing this on your second channel. So then any consequences or repercussions won't affect your first channel. But even your first channel doesn't have as many subscribers as Katie. Okay, so yeah. Gifted? What's gifted a membership? That's when you can gift a membership to other people. Sloan Ranger says, yeah, I'm going to slow this down a little bit, you guys. Just a minute. Hold on.
Was a doxer, And she told me that she wasn't. And when I told her I was willing to hear her out, she explained for months that she wasn't a doxer.
So, as you heard, as Molly Golightly is giving her response, and as soon as Molly says Katie Joy, he instantly butts in and says he doesn't like Katie. And as you go into here after this, his communication with Molly, Justin, and Goose, he goes back to his audience and says that this is his way of bonding with Molly, Justin, and Goose, is by throwing Katie Joy under the bus. Just paraphrasing, but you will.
Okay, so who remember? Yeah, Stranger Clegan is just amazing, just an amazing person inside and out, and I'm very blessed to have Stranger Clegan, 100%. So another thing I wanted to ask you is, who remembers when Katie Joy did that to Creepshow Art? Who remembers that? Anybody remember that? They were going back and forth. Yes, it was pretty bad. It was very bad. And yet another person that Katie just doxed and threw under the bus and treated her like a piece of shit. Even though Creepshow Art has done some pretty controversial things, obviously this was way before she did all those things. Creepshow Art got into that controversy. Yeah, I followed that too. She did some pretty horrible things, and she doxed Creepshow Art in Unirock's chat. But I'm just trying to understand. Obviously, he's throwing Katie under the bus here because it's obvious. If somebody is your mod and you communicate with that person to get information about a story that you now report on, I wouldn't think that you don't like her. You obviously do. Absolutely, Stranger Cleveland. Love you. I wouldn't think that you don't like her. It doesn't make any fuck. Ugh.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I betrayed Katie. I'd say that Katie betrayed me by doxing Creepshow in my server. But yeah, that's what happened with that. So, and I have a lot of stuff on Katie. You guys would probably want to hear if you ever actually talk to me, because I'm not a bad guy like people think I am. But I mean, I don't expect.
What the hell is wrong with him? He literally just said, no, don't get me wrong, ain't shit wrong with that. You want to spill some dirt on Katie? Go ahead. But the thing is that why would you say that? That is just shows you what a fake individual this person is, right? And I don't even care for Katie, but damn, you're like ready to throw her under the bus. You guys, I don't know what's going on with this flashing. I apologize. So I just want to let you guys know that if this is triggering for you, because for some people it causes something. So just, maybe don't look at it or something, because I don't know why it's flashing like this, because I backed out and came back in and it's still like kind of flashing a little bit. So I apologize for that.
You to, but that's a good subject to start on, because Katie is she actually tried to pull something crazy with me on you, Molly, which I eventually will tell people about, but I was going to do a video on it after.
What? Did he just say that he is going to tell what Katie's plan was for Molly? That she said that. Wow. It's actually, the light is flashing. If you guys can't see it, Kimberly, that's fine. But it's actually flashing. The light is flashing a little bit. So if you guys can't see it, that's good, because I don't want it to trigger like anything, because I know that can cause like seizures for anybody who has epilepsy and things. So I just wanted to give you guys a warning if you see it or if it's bothering you. It's something on his own video. He just, wow.
All this calm down, but
honestly speaking, he sounds exactly like AJ. This is what and how this person tried to cause havoc between you and me. If this ever happened to me, that would give me even more cause to actually first and immediately contact Molly and talk things out.
What happened happened is YouTube, of course, had this story of Marvon and Dre McCray.
And I want to say something here, okay? For Unirock, who has known Katie for a while, that used to do some pretty dirty shit with Katie. Yeah, I remember when they did that to LB. I remember all that shit. I remember that. But to someone who literally knows how Katie is, knows how Katie lies, knows how Katie doxes, why is it that you would start talking about this story without getting the other side? We all know that Katie never gets the other side. We all know how uncredible Katie is. But if you had any amount of integrity, Unirock, then you would have gotten Molly's side of the story and Justin's side of the story a long time ago, before you even started talking about this story in general. Okay. You would, as soon as Katie said she'll send you over information, you know she's uncredible. You know she can't be trusted. You're literally sitting here throwing her under the bus right now. So why isn't it that you, when you started talking about this story and Katie sent you over information, why didn't you reach out to Molly in the beginning to ask, hey, is there any way you can get a hold of Miss Letitia? I would like to hear her side of the story before I start talking about this. Sorry, you guys, I talk with my hands a lot. Why wouldn't you? Because you have zero integrity, like none. Because if you had any, you wouldn't be talking about this without knowing the other side. Okay? Okay.
And they were looking for YouTubers that would take it. And they were trying to find a lot bigger channels, the likes of Bailey Sarian. And they had their hopes up real high. And they were being ignored for quite a long time. Yeah. So 2 separate people decided to reach out to me within hours. And I looked at it, for a couple of hours. And I knew Justin would be up. And at about 5:30 in the morning, I talked to him for about a half an hour. And I told him what I stumbled upon. So me and him went into this together. And then we found out that this girl without a crystal ball, which I had heard her name, never saw any of her videos, wanted to talk to us about this. About 150 people told us not to go on. And we, of course, didn't listen. And she decided to call Dre basically a murderer. It didn't sit well with me. And there was something about her vibe where she said, send all of your followers to view this on my channel. My source only wants it viewed.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
heard
like that. Yeah. And so
I saw that you were mad about that. So I know that's I'm glad you didn't.
I think anyone would, but you know what I'm saying. So anyway, I told my crowd that something wasn't feeling good. And I didn't like that feeling. So I was trying to go to bed, and something was keeping me up. So I went over to the kitchen. I said, oh shit, I can't confirm. And guess what? The bitch gave me the heebie-jeebies.
Oh yeah.
And what do you know?
Brace yourself, people. Once again, Unirock goes ahead and throws Katie Joy under the bus, demeans her, tries to discredit her. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a punk move on Unirock's part, because Molly is explaining the situation on hand. Not what happened a few years ago, but what is happening now. What Unirock is trying to do, in my opinion, is to create a familiar bond between the both of them because of the shitty person Katie Joy is.
Okay, let me tell you what happened when I first met her real quick. So, I go in and I'm talking to Katie, and she joins my server, and it was over this other issue I won't bring up. So she tells me about that. She scolds me. She literally treated me like I was her child and scolded me, and she started to cry. So we got past that. It took about 20 minutes. And then she told me how she gets her, you got to hear this before we talk about anything else. She told me how she gets her sources. Okay. And I haven't done a video on this yet, and I always meant to. So she told me.
I agree with Renelle. Why is this relevant, for one? And for two, all you're literally doing, Unirock, is making yourself look even worse, because for one, you're not keeping the same energy. When you were on your panel, you're singing a different tune. They're frauds, they're this, they're that, and you got all of these, thumbnails with, fraud stuff on it and all that kind of stuff. So right there shows how uncredible you are. And then as you continue to talk, you're sitting here talking about basically what a snake Katie is, but yet here you are that took all this information from Katie to talk about this story. Why would you take information from somebody who acts that way and not question everything? Every piece of information she sent to you. And thank you, Sparkle. I love you. But why wouldn't you vet any of the things that Katie sent you. But yet here you are sitting here throwing Katie under the bus even more, talking about your experiences, telling Molly that she was right to feel the way that she feels about Katie. But yet here you are, she's a mod for you, and you are talking about a story that she told you to talk about and sent you over the information. Make it make sense.
That she would get a hold of maids for famous people, like straight up, like 100%. She said this in front of other people, so she can't say I'm lying. And I criticized her for it. So she would get a hold of maids and people that cleaned other people's houses or had some contact with a rich person, or, you know, like Lindsay. I'm not saying she did this to Lindsay Chrisley, but it's like an example, right? And then she would use talking to them to build like a web. And this is literally out of her mouth. And then she would connect to the people they talked about as a friend, kind of like not as the YouTuber, like as a big YouTuber, but like, hey, what's going on with this? And that's how she built connections into bigger YouTubers and bigger people's communities. And I always thought that was really deceptive and never liked that either, because it's like almost invasion of privacy. But yeah, pretty crazy stuff. It sounds a little bit like that whole source thing you just mentioned is why I brought that up. So
he brought up how Katie Joy gets her sources. And I made a comment, how is this relevant? I still do not see this as relevant in this conversation. But the first thing that came to my mind, in an old video of hers I watched, she said that she does not allow the cleaning service in a recording room. So is this the reason why she doesn't allow them in a recording room, of the way she actually gets her sources? She also mentioned that people that come and do repairs in her home, she makes them sign NDA. So just curiosity. But I wonder if people that work with the maid services actually sign NDAs. I'm just curious.
Trickle down effect almost.
Yeah. And then like, what if somebody tells you something, like they're in there cleaning, they're going to see parts of their life they probably don't want out there. Yes. And then, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I criticize that on it pretty heavily myself. So
I didn't feel okay. I didn't feel okay. And I had the Patreons going, and I had the members and everybody saying this, that, and the other thing about her. And I had no idea. And then all of a sudden, Justin says, I've never regretted anything more than going on her panel.
That's the only thing I've ever regretted.
Ever. So,
well, you know, I have that really same thing. Go on.
Okay. It comes to, we were talking to Miss Letitia. We talked to Miss Letitia.
So again, what is the point of you going on this panel, Unirock? Because you're literally agreeing with everything that Molly and Justin are saying. You're literally sitting here and basically stating that, agreeing with them, that Katie is just uncredible, blah, 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 blah. So why even go on the panel? You're agreeing with everything that they're saying. So if you are agreeing with what they're saying, wouldn't that mean that the things that you were sent was wrong? And just maybe they're not frauds? We know they're not, but I think you know too. But you just don't want to say, because you are using this for clicks, views, and revenue. Pretty much. Yes, they went on his panel regardless. Either way, why? I thought he went on their panel. Huh. Okay, I thought he went on their panel. Okay. Well, regardless, this is just you using this for clicks, views, and money. Deep down, I think you know that Miss Letitia is not a fraud. I think you know.
We talked to Miss Wynette. We talked to Mr. Marvin. We come to find out that Mr. Marvin was having a private discussion with Katie that we knew nothing about.
Well, someone just said that they went on his panel. Somebody said that in the comments, that they went on his panel. Yeah, Tamara says that they went on his panel. So I'm pretty sure, Tamara, he went on their panel. I don't think they went on his. He streamed it to his panel, but he went on Molly's panel. They didn't go to him. Okay, thank you guys for clarifying, because I thought so. I thought that was the way it was.
He hung up the phone on Katie. And what Miss Wynette and Marvon told us is that he got a very bad vibe from her and hung up.
Well, she kept calling and calling and calling as well.
Yes, and
Katie was
they were-
calling? You're saying Katie did, right? Okay, okay.
Katie was not taking no for an answer.
With
She
Marvon
lost her
Sr.?
ever-loving mind.
Ooh.
And Wynette said, I bet you she's going to flip the script now.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Wynette was right. And she did that day. So then
That
she
night.
started to say that this was a scam. And she requested her money back from GoFundMe, $1,100.
In my opinion, she encouraged others that donated to go back to Miss Letitia and ask them for their money back. She is the instigator.
Then she puts out some little thing saying that she was lying. She said that she went to GoFundMe and that they had this big investigation and that the higher ups decided that it was indeed a scam and everybody should get their money back.
Yeah.
But guess what? If they deem it a scam,
They'd shut it down. Yeah,
Why did
they
shut
would
it
stop
down?
it from having more refunds in the very least.
Absolutely.
They put
So
it
I
on
get the
pause. Yeah.
blame.
So Unirock seems to know quite a bit about GoFundMe, as you can hear. He admitted knowing GoFundMe would put the fundraise on pause. And why isn't it registering to him that the GoFundMe was not taken down, was not put on pause? It's still around. So Unirock, shouldn't that tell you something? If it was a scam, it would be taken down. But Unirock, is continuing the storyline of this being a scam.
I got the blame and I will take responsibility because I do not like GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Every time that I've given to GoFundMe, I have been burned.
Mm.
2 funerals that didn't happen, that have went to vacations and the like. And I just always been burned and I don't like it. I'd rather give it directly to them.
I can understand that.
My first donation was so large that Justin said, oh my God, Marissa, let me give you something towards that. I continue to push the Cash App. Now, other people were saying, can we get a PayPal because we're in Australia? Can we get a Zelle? Now, they're getting all confused with all these money apps. I'm sorry for that. Now, there were several times where people would give me $50 and then 2 o'clock in the morning, people saying, here, give this to them. And I'd go, all right, I got $50 to Letitia. Sure, boom, boom. I never kept anything for myself.
I believe you.
Did you guys hear that? And I quote, I believe you. That is what Unirock said.
Now, you see, if you believe them, then why is it that you continue to keep going on perpetuating this narrative? You literally just said that you believe them, right? And if you would have done this from the very beginning and got their side of the story, well, then you wouldn't be talking about this. But yet you're just going to continue to keep perpetuating this narrative. You're going to continue to keep calling them frauds because it's money, right? That's all it is. It's money for you in your pocket. It's content, it's subscribers. Now, if I was your subscribers, I would be pretty pissed off right now. Oh God, I'm hot. I gotta put my hair up. If I was your subscribers, I'd be pretty pissed off at you because, like, ew. How fake could you possibly be? You literally have gone against every single thing that you said you were about. What the fuck? Oh, shit. Okay.
But as I said, after the fact, after he went right back to his audience, which he knows he disappoints his audience, he has something totally different to say.
I ever received, Uni, was $100. I got $100 from Wynette. She said, this is for your baby Jake towards the clothes.
I can understand that too, definitely.
I swear on my life. When I got paid, I got paid over $18,000 on the 22nd, 23rd.
Good.
I gave another fucking chunk I gave another chunk to Wynette, and she said, oh my God, Molly, why? And I said, I want to help you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can see that. I think it's good to help. That's like what you said about GoFundMe. I can completely understand because like we've investigated several old GoFundMe fundraisers and a good portion.
He is literally agreeing with every single thing that he's agreeing with everything that they're saying. He's literally saying that everything that they're saying is making sense, but yet now today he's on his channel saying horrible things, back to doing that again. Like, I don't understand who said that. Okay. Dependable Scammy, his subs gave him hell. I would think so. Like, listen, okay. How about this? Let me just give you guys a little bit of an example here. Oh yeah, I gotta put it back on full screen. Sorry, you guys. Okay, so let's just say that I was to go on Katie's channel. Okay. And I literally was like, everything that Katie would say to me, I'd be like, yeah, you know what? You're right. I don't think that's wrong that you doxed Miss Letitia. No, I mean, I get why you did it. Or, yeah, I understand why you put out private messages. What would you guys be doing in my chat the next day? You guys would be all over the place. I thought Tia was real. What the fuck? She was on Katie's panel and agreed with everything she said. Be real. You guys would be very disappointed in me, right? You guys would be like, Tia, how could you do this? That would be me going against everything that I stand for and just throwing away my integrity. If you're going to stand for, at least stand for something. Stand for something or fall for anything, right? So if you are calling them, calling Miss Letitia out every single day on your channel, and then as soon as you get on the channel that defends her and that has stood by her and helped her, and you're agreeing with everything that they say, I would seriously think that all of your subs would look at you like you're a joke. Like you're a joke. Just like you guys would look at me like, Tia, why didn't you say this? Why didn't you say that? Why didn't you keep the same energy? No. But yet then you go back on your panel and start perpetuating the same bullshit false narratives. And let me guess, everybody in your comment section is okay with it now? If you can't say something to somebody, then don't say it at all. How about that? I don't say nothing behind nobody's back that I can't say to their face. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say it to your face first. So why in the hell would people be okay and still be in his chat listening to him perpetuate this bullshit after he agreed with everything, the majority of what was said? Yeah, I would be not happy. Yeah, I think you guys would be very upset with me if I did something like that. Yeah. Some people might be like, well, maybe she got nervous. Some people might make excuses, but the majority will be like, Tia, deuces. I'm trying to force somebody who's real. Same with me. It's about who's real to your face. And I don't know if I would even be able to contain myself if I was on Katie's panel. I would probably be yelling and screaming, you know, like I would try to act like an adult, but it'd be hard, you know, because I really dislike her. So he's fake. He's a phony.
Of them will have those kind of issues. So, and you know, once people that are donators out there have issues, they swarm our channel, and then of course we start looking at it. So it's good to hear, you know, that you said 100 towards close. I can completely understand that, and it's just kind of like an appreciation token. Okay.
Can I be real honest with you? And
yeah, please.
Look me in the eye. And just,
oh yeah, definitely.
I want to tell you, do you know how hurtful it is to give and give and give and have someone just snap their fingers and say, you know what? Everything that you've done, every tear that you have ever fucking shed.
Wow. Unirock said he understood why Molly was given the $100 as an appreciation token. Now listen to him blow smoke up and kiss Molly's ass. So Molly gets emotional because Unirock has been putting it out there and in his videos calling her a scammer and she's doing wrong. And he seems
You guys are so right. Stranger Cleveland says we'd be concerned you were percent. Nikki says we'd kick you out. It would be pretty bad. It would be a very bad situation if I was up on her panel. There's just no way I could. I don't even know how to be fake, you guys. Like, I just don't. I am a no nonsense person. There's just no way I could be up on somebody's panel and be okay and act like I would try to maintain being civilized. Like I would try to maintain not losing my temper, but it would be hard for me not to after I've seen so many people that she's hurt, you know? And now to me, Unirock's doing the same exact thing. He's hurting people, you know? And thank you, Nikki38. I just can't take any more who wears a beige singlet. Dave. Oh, you crack me up. Teaya Uni has another channel, Rock a Lot. That's the channel that I think that he's on. I think that's the channel that he talks about this on, isn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think he talks on his, he doesn't talk about this on his Unirock channel because I think he knows better than to do that on his main channel. That's where he has, you know, a good amount of subs. And I feel like he does it on his second channel, Rock a Lot, because if anything falls back on him, it happens to his second channel and there's no harm done to his, you know, his first one. Because I think he has like 30,000 subscribers on his first channel.
What's on a facade? He cares.
Yeah, no, I know. No, Molly, I know. It's okay. I get it. I can tell you want good things.
It's fucking
I get it.
We give a lot, Unirock. I mean, we really
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. Because you guys are making...
Can't fucking win. $55 to $27,000. No.
After the fact.
You are. And listen, the thing is, though, like, you can only pull from yourself. You know, if you're giving and you're really trying and...
I don't want to exploit anybody crying. I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to skip over that, you guys. He has at least 3 channels. Oh, I didn't know that. But I'm going to skip over that. At Lindias, I'm a sub, not a member, and watched the whole thing from the beginning before he went up there. So you probably went in late when it was put on. I can't see that person. And if I can't see you, please don't be in my chat. I'm telling you that right now. If I can't see you, I don't see Lindias. Okay, so I'm going to play some more of this.
There's other issues that are up in the front that stop, you know, other people from seeing what's going on. It'll work out in the end, I think. Most people are just concerned just because, you know, some of the theatrics, which I've been a YouTuber for a very long time. I get it. I'm not, you know, judging anyone for any of it. Trust me.
What is the basic issue that you have with us?
I mean,
you know,
I try to be really vocal. I don't have an issue with you guys personally at all, or in general. It's more of just the donators. I get the threat, the way it seems threatening that they wanted some kind of fact check, because like you said, you know, nobody knows here on the internet where money's going and what's going to happen. Right. And that's why it's really hard for donators who, just like you, Molly, like have that feeling in them that they're giving and that they're not getting the appreciation for it. It'll happen in pockets. You know, you feel it, and then maybe 1,000 people feel it here, and it creates this kind of miscommunication thing. So I'm glad you let me talk to you, because it'll, I think, clear some things up. But I guess the major issue is just that people wanted to know that Letitia got the lawyer.
So according to him, as he calls them, the donators want a fact check, and they don't know where the money is going. They know where the money is going. Only because Katie Joy started the shit and putting out a false story that Miss Letitia is a scammer, she's not using it for the right reasons. This is the only reason why these people are asking about that, in my opinion. Unirock, you jumped on the bandwagon. You yourself is just as fucked up.
Didn't you see proof of that though when the lawyer was doxxed?
Katie
Again,
doxed the lawyer.
Yeah.
I know she doxed
really
the
hot.
lawyer, and I
And
know
it's
what lawyer.
all
I saw that.
Renell is so spot on with this. I don't like. If you knew she doxed the attorney, Unirock, then why would you even take any information from her to talk about this story? If you knew that she was doing all this devious things and you're sitting here saying that you know Katie doxed the attorney, but yet you're sitting here asking where all the money went. How would she have an attorney then if you didn't put two and two together and automatically assume that that money went to the attorney? So that means you know she has an attorney then. If you know Katie doxed the attorney, what the hell? I'm only going to play a little bit more of this.
But the thing is, though, it's not, saying that she has a lawyer doesn't mean that she's using the lawyer, that she paid the lawyer all the money or any of that stuff. Now, don't think I'm judging. I'm not. Like, I don't expect Letitia to give all the money to the lawyer. I would have, if I were her, I would have kept, I would have kept a pocket to make sure I can see Marvon again and that I can feed myself and get a hotel.
Did anyone else catch that? How Unirock just overlooked and gave Katie Joy a pass for doxing Miss Letitia's lawyer? Now, you heard just what he said about the money and how it is okay for her to take care of other things. Now, here is him after the fact. This is absolutely sad.
I think that there's just miscommunication because while like a lot of the donators, maybe there'll be a few that might want a refund or something in the end, which they don't have to have, by the way. Bombarded. Well, I when you dox people, I don't like. I know that you probably don't think you did or something, and you were probably mad about this and that. So when these things happen, people will throw it around stuff like that. I don't think I directly called you a scam artist, Molly, but I know that's why I said that. I get what you're saying. I'm not here to judge you. I promise. I'm just here. I'm just a YouTuber, and I'm going to tell a story. And in the end, I'm just going to put a video out. And so you talking to me does help me get a perspective on where you're at and what you think. And
then why didn't you talk to her from the beginning? Why? Why didn't you talk to them from the beginning before you started spewing all this hate towards a woman who is not even a creator and who does not deserve this? Now, I will look up, but I do not see Lynn DS in my chat. And if I can't see you, that means you have me blocked. And if you have me blocked, please don't talk in my chat. Okay? It's actually very simple. Okay.
I'm just here to hear it if you're willing to say it to me. So
now, could Unirock not have done this from the get-go? And I'm talking about contacted Molly and Justin and get their story before going ape shit and insinuated this is a scam. I mean, it's just common sense to do.
You know what I mean? I would hope we could work together to some extent. We don't have to. Oh, every time. I'll come anytime someone invites me. So, it's just a rule I have. So,
Unirock, make it your rule to do your due diligence. Just a suggestion.
I think what'll happen, and I could try to be a little like forgiving to Letitia, okay, and say maybe she doesn't understand the refund process, because the refund process is you press, like when you get a dono on Cash App, PayPal, or wherever, it comes through as that dono. And a refund would be opening that donation, and it has a refund option there. Now, Letitia may not know that, and she may think refunding is a complex, overly like hardcore process where she has to go in and get a name and find out how much they gave and then give the money back. And you just don't do that because there's fees involved. There's transaction things involved that will be like Cash App or let's do PayPal as an example. Like they keep a percentage, right? So if you have to refund, what they'll do is they'll refund through that dono so that those processing charges are also refunded, right? They refund too. PayPal does. I don't know if Cash App does. That's an example. So I could see maybe that Letitia, if she doesn't know that that's like a function of things, could have given out refunds, like she said to people, and maybe certain people didn't get some, other people's did. I just would want Letitia to show evidence, and then of the lawyer. And now I don't want to force her to, because she could have a good reason, and I completely
Can I tell you what
understand
she
that.
did?
Try to be a little forgiving. Are you fucking kidding me, Unirock?
if you know, Unirock, that Ms. Letitia has an attorney, because you know that Katie doxed that attorney, then why would you sit here and say that you need to see proof of this? You are the one who's calling Miss Letitia a fraud. So if you're calling Ms. Letitia a fraud, why can't you show the proof that she's a fraud? You can't, because she's not. But yet you keep going around perpetuating this narrative. Tracy Tears. She said she modded for you months ago. Yep, that was months ago. Long time ago. That's not the point. I can't see her. But what I'm saying is that if you know that Ms. Letitia has an attorney because Katie doxed that attorney, then why in the hell are you sitting here saying that you need to see proof of that? I feel like it's not fair for people to go around accusing someone of being a fraud without showing any proof. If you're the one walking around calling somebody a fraud, then you should show proof of it. Why does she have to prove to you that she's not doing fraud? You're the one who's calling her a fraud, so why don't you prove it?
People were not wanting refunds once again until your employer, Katie Joy, in my opinion, rallied up people and to ask for refunds, leading them to believe this is a fraudulent fundraiser. Miss Letitia doesn't owe you shit or anybody else anything.
Thank you. Took the words right out of my mouth. Miss Letitia doesn't owe anybody anything. You are the one who sat there and called her a fraud, so you prove it. She doesn't have to prove a damn thing to you, Unirock, or nobody else.
Let's be clear about that. And the reason why I say I called Katie Joy Unirock's employer, because Katie Joy's husband is not shy to say how easily Unirock could be bought. Has he been bought in the past? In my opinion, I believe so. Katie Joy gives him super chats through the yin yang. Just an observation.
And it was huge. I just saw, I made a mistake. I usually look at Social Blade when I first go into a story, and I didn't until like a few days ago. And it was, I noticed that it was way bigger than I thought too. And that probably intimidated all, like Letitia and everything. There's probably a lot of donations at that point.
Excuse me? You only started doing proper research a few days ago? What?
Definitely. I just want to, yeah, and I just want to say, I mean, I think that's great that I noticed that she had, when I looked at her channel and then Social Blade, that she did those fundraisers. I think that's a great thing. I'm not going to take that away or anything. Like, not a lot of YouTubers never do that. So, you know, I do notice Molly makes an increased attempt, probably like she said, because what people put on her and say about her, that it's a good thing. That money goes a long way to little organizations.
I'm sorry. Let me read the chat. I can't see Wendy. Who's Wendy? Hold on. Let me see. No, I don't see no Wendy. That's weird. Sparkle said there's no Wendy in the chat. Hey, Rock Serenity. Oh, okay. Nikki said it. She accidentally put that in the chat. She was talking to somebody else. Okay.
Organizations, and it helps them turn into bigger organizations. So that's it's a really good gesture. So my goal, I guess, talking to you guys would be like saying, whatever Letitia could be comfortable to do to kind of ease people so that they won't want as many refunds. And I can't make them, but I think that a little bit of proof and a little bit of understanding might help the people that want refunds, you know, change their mind even. So I don't know what we can do. We can maybe talk about it. I know Letitia, because I know there's the clip of Molly saying that there's certain things she can't or won't say. And I know other people might not understand that. I do, because Marvon is in a coma.
Once again, Unirock, Miss Letitia owes you shit. Nothing, nada, zilch, zero, nix. You should have, and from the get-go, done the right thing and did your due diligence, researched.
Amen, Renelle. That's exactly what you should have did. You should have did your research. You should have reached out to Molly prior to talking about this story. And then you wouldn't be on Molly's channel right now looking like a complete idiot, not knowing this and not knowing that. And you just gave yourself away because you literally admitted that you know Katie doxed the attorney. So that means you know that she has an attorney. So to me, you have done a whole lot of backtracking, lying, and looking pitiful right now. And it's ridiculous. And now all you're doing is talking shit. People just told me that you're right now live streaming, saying all kinds of stuff about Miss Letitia again. Okay. Hold on, you guys.
Investigated, did whatever you needed to do to come up with facts to back up you saying this is a fraudulent fundraiser. That was the right thing to do. You went off on all what these haters and KJ lovers were saying. Hell, you should have asked KJ for more information, like how she knew Ms. Letitia worked with an attorney. They came up with an agreement for her to see her son move on. Why didn't she give you that information? But as soon as you jumped on the bandwagon of calling this whole situation a scam, KJ went and promoted you to the heavens, telling people how she was giving you information. Come on, grow some.
And I was in a coma myself. I was medevaced out of Iraq, and I had to have a hip and an arm surgery. I get paid every month. I'm almost fully disabled through the military, and I sympathize with what Marvon's going through. So there's a lot of angles. This story is very complicated, is all I'm really trying to say.
Now, first of all, Unirock, thank you so much for your service. This story you are creating, you making it complicated.
So yeah, I just.
Yes, thank you to Unirock. It's not my StreamYard, Tracy. If I can't see you, please leave, or I'm gonna have you hidden from my channel. Okay. And that's all I'm saying. Other people can see you, I cannot. So what I'm saying is that if I can't see you, then I'm gonna have my mods hide you from the channel. Because it's not me. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for your service, Unirock. I think that's amazing that he was in the military, but I don't understand how you can sit here and say that you relate to Vaughn because you were in the military like Vaughn, but yet you can go on your channel every single day and bash his mother and call his mother a fraud. How could you do that? You know, if you relate to him and you empathize with this, then how could you sit there and call Vaughn's mother a fraud? Like, to me, this whole entire situation has shown very, very clearly what and who Unirock is. And I know a lot of you guys are very familiar with Unirock. I'm not. I do remember, you know, some of the things that him and Katie did to LB, which was horrible. And I will be talking about that. And I also remember, you know, when Katie doxed Creepshow Art on his channel. But the thing is, and I've even seen somebody here say this in the chat, I don't understand, like, this is crazy to me, you guys. Katie was a mod for you up until when? I thought that she had been a mod for him for a while. And then all of a sudden, it's like, she's your mod, but here you are on another channel throwing her under the bus. Is there anything that you won't do for clicks and views? If you can relate to Vaughn, and we're all praying for Vaughn, I pray that he gets through this comment. I really do. I still pray you guys, please make sure you're praying. But the point is, or whatever higher power you believe in, but the point is that if you can empathize with this man, then how in the hell could you go on your channel every day calling his mother a fraud? Ms. Letitia doesn't owe you shit. You're not. Who are you? Are you the fraud police? What? Something happens and people are supposed to go to Unirock to get his approval? No. Nobody has to do shit. Nobody has to prove a damn thing to you. And you just admitted that you know Ms. Letitia has an attorney. Do you people think that attorneys are cheap? Attorneys are expensive. Okay? We'll listen to a couple minutes more of this.
Let's hope that, you know, maybe like we can take a breath, everybody can chill, and maybe we can talk tomorrow or something.
I think that you would probably be a little more softer given the circumstances of this story.
I have I've tried, you know, my content's there, and you probably only see clips when we're first experiencing. Okay, well, people, you know, anyone would only see a clip of maybe like when we're first seeing a clip or first trying to figure out what's going on. But if you did watch one of my videos, I constantly am trying to say, you know, I do give opinions on things as they sit, like I did in the beginning with Justin there. But for the most part, I've said constantly that I like your personality, and we just want to get to the truth. And I mean, it'd be really hard to go through my streams and find me insulting or putting you guys down, in my opinion. So it's probably there, just like it is with you guys and saying about Katie and stuff, responding to something that I might have thought you said about me. But other than that, I don't think you'll find it. The only thing I'd want to do is if there's any possible way I can help maybe get things sorted out so that Letitia's more comfortable, I'd want to offer that. And if she doesn't want that, that's fine. Like, I'm not trying to put myself into this situation with the family or anything. I just want to be able to say to donators that are like, I didn't get proof and it made me want to refund. Here's what happened. Now you can add that to make up your mind, and maybe it
can. But here's the thing, Unirock, that's not getting through your head. Nobody asked, nobody wanted a refund until your friend, Katie Joy, publicly announced that she got a refund. Nobody ever talked about getting a refund until she did. That's the point of this. She incited chaos. She didn't have to say that she asked for a refund publicly. And she didn't ask for a refund until Ms. Letitia parted ways with her. Like, how obvious does it need to hit you over the head for you to realize what it is?
Can help you go the way you guys and Letitia wants it to go. I mean, that'd be, I think, a good thing, right?
How about you tell your audience that KJ was the one that got butt hurt because the people involved in the story did not want to deal with her anymore? Tell your audience that she was being or found out by certain people how she was exploiting, in my opinion, the story. She was starting to be exposed for what she truly is. That's why all this came up, in my opinion, because she couldn't accept the rejection.
but like a mother, you know, I mean, she had Vaughn when she was 15. She was a kid herself, you know what I mean? And yeah, she didn't make all the best decisions, but if I was a parent at 15,
I don't judge for that.
I couldn't imagine being a parent at 15. You know what I mean? I mean, so
I said the same thing on my channel. Yeah, I don't judge Letitia for mistakes like would have been made in that scenario. And
I know, but
you know, I can understand the pain she's in slightly.
Just so
if
you know.
Talk to her, like, don't tell her I said this or anything, because I don't know what.
Well, to be honest,
I don't want it to get
watching
factual.
it.
I think she's in the chat right now.
Oh, okay, good.
I want you to remember this, you guys. Molly said, I think she is in the chat right now. Not she is in the chat right now. Because you're going to hear after the fact how he twists things to suit himself and to gain favor with his audience.
I would hope that maybe there's a way that people would request less refunds if, you know, as long as, because like Letitia's saying, I did what I was supposed to do.
Done already. The damage has already been done.
Okay, I get that. And
So
I know what you're saying with Katie.
$5,000.
You know, it's weird because these kind of stories, every time I come in and look at them, I don't know how Katie's always involved. It's just she's always involved.
She started it. She started this.
She started this.
And what's
I'll
funny
definitely
is
go look at that. I'll look back.
she
at that.
got mad.
Once again, Unirock. Now, you should have looked at it properly, the facts from the get-go. Stop throwing Katie Joy under the bus because all the info she was sending you, you had no problem accepting it and reporting it. Why didn't you fact check all this from the get-go, Unirock?
Trust me, I know, because
the selling out of Katie Joy, compliments of Unirock.
Like, she was in my Discord server for like 6 months, but she only came in and talked. Maybe there was like 5 or 6 things that happened where she wanted me to like look at the story or cover a story, so she'd bring it to me. I had the same issues with her everyone else has. It's why we have this rocky relationship. When this first happened,
oh my God. If you've had the same issues with her, then why would you do this? Why would you? Why is Unirock looking into anything? He is not the freaking GFM police of the internet. Amen, Steve. Amen.
happened, she wanted me to unblock her in my chat. And so I was like, you know, and I have a rule where if you get blocked in my chat and you come and ask me, I'll unblock you. And I wasn't going to do it for Katie, but I was like, okay, things will be cool this time. She made it 3 days. And I was shocked she made it 3, but she made it 3 days. And then she didn't come back because she got mad that I gave an opinion that I felt was very fair. I still feel it's a fair opinion. I forget what it was, but and it was, she took it as slightly negative. I swear I didn't even mean it as negative towards her, but that's what she does. Like, so I can sympathize. I've been trying to figure out a way to get Katie to not have these, because I look at these issues and I'm more of like a moderator, like in my head. I'm like, what can we do so that YouTube cannot have these things happen in the future? And there's just no way to do that with Katie because we're years into it and it still happens. But you know, it just, what do you do? What do you do, I guess? But I hope maybe we can talk again sometime because I think we just misunderstand each other a little, and whatever happens, I think it'll help us understand each other. And so if you will.
The only one who has a misunderstanding about anything, Unirock, is you and your clueless ass. Because at the end of the day, had you done this from the very beginning, maybe you wouldn't have caused so much stress to Ms. Letitia, because she has very much asked you in your chat or maybe in your comment section to please leave her alone. Okay? And you still kept going on and on and on with it, right? So if anyone's who misunderstood everything, it's you. That's what a person's supposed to do. If somebody comes to you with a story, you should reach out to the other person, especially when it's something as big as accusing someone of fraud. And I don't know, but I do know somebody asked in the comment section if Katie paid him. I know Katie sent him super chats. I do know that.
Now it's up to you. So here's my thoughts, okay? All right. So I went in with the thought process of being reamed by Molly and have her jump down my throat because that's what I'm used to seeing from Molly. And I noticed that there was this little power play happening in the beginning. You can rewatch it if you want. If somebody ends up clipping that, send it to me because I'm going to need it for the video.
Oh my goodness. So this was after the fact of him leaving the panel. What are you talking about? What is he talking about? Now, to be fair here, and to look at it from his side and from, you know, Molly and Justin's side, what are you talking about? I don't think she was jumping down his throat. I mean, if you guys disagree, let me know in the chat, but she was just having a conversation with him. You know, she may have said things here and there, but she wasn't yelling and screaming at him.
Anyway, there was a power struggle going on, and it was a YouTuber, it was an unknown YouTuber power struggle, right? They don't really know who I am. They probably haven't seen me because I've spent a lot of time in the last few years debunking fraud raisers and even doing some commentary. So I don't think I would float by them, and they don't know me, and they're probably wondering, is this dude a bigger YouTuber than I think he is? Is he going to embarrass us? Is he going to try to yell at us, right? Even like they said,
are you insane? All they have to do is click on your channel and see how many subscribers you have. That's all they have to do. It's not hard. So what are you talking about? That are they sitting here wondering if you're a bigger YouTuber and blah, 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 blah. They don't care. What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with you spreading around the fact that someone's a fraud with no proof? That's my problem.
With their chat, worried about a flood coming in. I always dissuade people from chat brigading and stuff like that because YouTube asks us to. So the power play started. So I was, you know, trying to go in. I wanted to say something so that I could communicate to them the exact same situation I've been communicating to you guys this whole time, that I'm not against anyone. I'm still not against anybody. And that I want to make it to where on YouTube, when there are fundraisers, you're comfortable as donators, full transparency, because it's your money. It should be going to where it should go. And even Molly agreed. If you recall part of the conversation, she talked about how she got on GoFundMe a few times, right? So it's just, they should see the perspective that we have to have creators that come in, look at these situations. And if we can't get, for the first couple of years, it was hard, to get police intervention, not to arrest. We don't want anyone arrested. We don't want anyone's GoFundMe taken down. I don't think Melissa needs to worry about that, because as YouTubers, I'm comfortable knowing that my content doesn't break the rules and my Patreon isn't going to get taken down. And my channel isn't, because I don't do anything wrong, right? So there is the admission early on that after we got done kind of like trying to communicate to each other and feel each other out, we all settled down and talked. So that was accomplished quickly. I said, I told him when I first went in there, you know, I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to get eye to eye, right? And then I said, they're trying to manipulate me, because they were at first. Can we all not admit that, right?
What in the hell is he talking about? How were they trying to manipulate him? You asked them to tell their side of the story, and they told their side of the story. If there was anyone who was trying to manipulate, it was you, Unirock. You want to know why? Because as soon as you went on their panel, you chose to throw Katie right under the bus. But yet, she's a mod on your channel. Okay? She's the one who sent you the information to start talking about this story, right? So if anybody who was trying to manipulate, that was you. Not the other way around. Why would you throw somebody under the bus who is a mod on your channel? Make it make sense. He did. I think he did call her Melissa.
Okay. Navy said, I see that. I'm not going to read everything Navy said, unless you don't care. But anyway, so he said, I see that. She's being super nice to you. She isn't angry at what you're saying, which I noticed too. I said, I'm going to let them do it. When they first were kind of like, I think they didn't trust me at first, and they felt like they had to make some excuses, and they felt that they had to maybe make excuses for some of the more blatant things that were noticed or commentated on. So I said to them, I said to Navy, I'm just going to let them go with that, so that, because my goal, of course, in there, I have a goal. So my first goal is the fundraiser, figuring out what's going on, getting you guys information I promised you, getting a resolution for you. The second goal, of course, is to be able to do that and make sure I'm able to do that in the future. So like if Molly, when she was crying and yelling at me, I was trying to be comforting to her. I wasn't being disingenuous. I was trying to be polite and comforting. I was trying to hear her and let her vent and get her down to hear me, because I know when someone gets upset, what that does. I know how to mediate. That's my job here.
Oh my Lord. You were the one who was talking first, Unirock. You were the one who started talking first and throwing Katie under the bus. The only time I heard Molly yell, I didn't hear Molly yell. I did hear her obviously cry because, you know, she feels bad, but I didn't hear her yell. If anything, she may have been talking loud when she was talking about Katie, because I think everybody gets loud when they talk about that person. Like, I can see why. I can see the resemblance between him and Katie as far as character wise, and I can definitely see the delusion, okay, with the both of them, in my opinion.
This is my expertise on YouTube, is handling very kind of cringy, hard situations that are linked to a topic where I've got to go in, and if I just sit there and not really say anything, I'm not going to get any info. There's a balance where you have to, you know, go in, and I have to ask myself, do I want to feed my ego and take a couple shots at them for picking on me? Do I want to go in and try to be cool and look cool to everybody watching me, right? No, that's selfish. I want to go in and I want to get to a point where if any selfish notion needs to be attended, that doesn't happen here, because I would be disrespecting you, and my statement that my final video will represent the truth. I have to maintain that the entire time, because they got really nervous at.
So now you're trying to say that they got nervous. You know what I hear here in this situation? What I hear is a person who is further trying to manipulate the situation by talking in circles. Talking in circles. This is my job. My job is to calm people down. This is what I do. I could tell that they were nervous. I had to wait until Molly calmed down. That's what I do. I calm people down. All I hear is somebody talking in circles to try to manipulate his way out of the hole that he's in, as far as throwing Katie under the bus, who is somebody who was technically a mod on his channel up until that point, and literally backtracking. That's what I hear. And I also hear brainwashing too. So there you go.
At a point when we were talking about something that had to do with fundraiser, I felt that they were being nervous. So I told Navy that. You have to understand that what I just did is what I just did in there, I think builds a bridge to get to the truth more than maybe like trying to put on a performance. That's the end of that's my end point there. I'm trying to get through this really fast. I'll probably upload a video breaking down the conversation. That's what I usually do. I made sure I literally said it the whole time for the last 2 weeks. You can go look at any of my videos. I told you that I'm going to talk to Molly at some point. I had that feeling. I didn't say it was going to happen. I have a feeling I'm going to talk to Molly at some point, just because of how things are.
Well, if I was Molly, I wouldn't talk to you at this point. I think, you know, you ruined it, because you could have handled it much differently and owned your shit once you got off the panel. But instead, you were fake on the panel. And then as soon as you got off, you seen the way that your subscribers were responding to you. And then you backtracked and tried to make an excuse for the way that you were acting on that panel. I did get some screenshots of some of his subscribers saying, I'm really disappointed. I can't believe how you acted, blah, 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 blah. Because obviously you got to keep the same energy when you're acting one way on your channel about people that you're talking shit about every single day. And then you go on their panel and act completely and totally different, and pretty much kissing up to them and acting as though you know this, agreeing with almost the majority of everything that they were saying. Of course, people are going to start looking at you sideways, and you had to backtrack. You had to see the way your audience responded to you first. Once you've seen the way they responded, this is the result of it. But what I'm saying is that now that you've backtracked and you continue to drag them, why would they talk to you? I don't understand why they would want to talk to someone like you after the bullshit that you pulled as soon as you got off their panel. You could have got off their panel and said, look, I'm starting to see things from their, just keep it real. Where either you were fake on their panel or you're fake on your own, right? Or you just fake altogether, because you could have got off their panel and said, look, I'm starting to agree with a lot of things that they're saying. They really don't owe me an explanation, and so on and so on. But yet, here you are backtracking and saying, pretty much trying to convince your audience that they didn't hear what they heard. You're trying to manipulate. Classic KJ move. That is a classic KJ move. Talking around in circles, brainwashing, all that. It's like deja vu. It's ridiculous. Like
going and reading her reactions. And I said that some people aren't going to like me after I talk to Molly because I'm going to be nice and hear her out. Now, that's been said at least every 2 or 3 days for the last 2 weeks. You can find it in my recordings. They're all there. And I told you, if you go listen to what I said about what will happen when
gaslighting, manipulation, all of those things. But here's the thing. I don't think that there's anything wrong with going on someone else's panel and being nice to them. You can be nice to someone and still get your point across. Okay? Absolutely. You can be nice to someone that you do not care about, but still tell them how you feel. It's called being an adult. It's called being a rational adult. It's called being an adult that can think critically. It's called being a decent adult. A whole bunch of things. I can get on a panel with somebody I don't like tomorrow and still tell them how I feel in a nice way. I don't think it's the fact that you weren't yelling and screaming and being mean to Molly. It's the fact that you completely backtracked everything that you say on your panel every single day. That's why your subscribers were upset. I don't think the majority of your subscribers, maybe some of them, but I don't think the majority of your subscribers wanted you to be mean to Molly. I think they wanted you to keep the same energy. You know, like I said, and like I've said from the beginning, I could talk to the Nonsense channel today or tomorrow and still be very nice, but still tell her how the fuck I feel. Okay? It is what it is. I have no problem with speaking to someone who's worth speaking to. It's very simple. Like, you don't have to make it complicated.
I talked to Molly, I was honest with you the entire time. Because I don't have an intention to feed drama now. I mean, sure, in the future, because I've gone back and forth with Katie. I've had back and forth with her up here before, and I was making it entertaining because there was no topic behind it, right? So my main focus, of course, was the topic at hand.
I guess you, Mom, says you wanted to bond with Molly by Katie bashing.
Yes, that was a tactic. It wasn't bashing. I was being honest about Katie. Everything I said about Katie was absolutely honest. I wasn't trying to be mean to Katie. These are things Katie needs to hear that I was saying to Molly. These are things I need to say to Katie, but I never get an opportunity because every time Katie comes around, it always leads to her getting mad because I criticize her. Most people, when I criticize them, they'll come and talk to me about it. Lauren says this has nothing to do with Katie Joy. It does. Because that was the only way for me to kind of get them comfortable with me is to tell them about my experience with Katie, make sure I'm honest, and tell them about my experience. So I did. And I do think it broke the ice.
So are you saying that you threw Katie Joy under the bus to break the ice? You saying that you threw Katie Joy under the bus, a person who was a mod for your channel. You're saying that you threw her under the bus probably to gain their trust in some way. I don't think it works like that. I really don't. I call things as I see them. And I don't think that you throwing Katie Joy under the bus made it any better for you. Even if people don't like Katie Joy, including myself, I am perfectly capable of sitting here and saying that was a bad mood. You didn't just criticize her. You threw her under the bus. You literally basically tried to say that you were going to tell Molly everything that Katie has said about her. That's not good. Like,
that I can actually talk to them about the fundraiser. We need to talk about the fundraiser, though. We're going to do that at the end. This did nothing. Still no proof of anything, says Kathy. Oh, I completely disagree. The one thing I think that people may not be focused in on is we just got a bunch of very relevant information about what's going on. Okay? I'll break it down in a minute. But if, Kathy, if you think that we didn't get anything out of that discussion, allow me to respond to that. I just want to respect the other super chats before we do, okay? I will. Just give me a second. Casey says, I'm not sure if I should be disappointed. I don't think you should. Give me a minute. Okay. And then Casey says, you broke my heart. Well, I hope I didn't, because now here's what's important. So did you guys hear a few of those pieces? Because Rachel already came in. Rachel caught them. She came in and said to me, I'll give you an example. Did you notice how they said that Michelle, and I didn't even notice this during the call, or I would have said it, but after the call, I went to pee. Remember? I was about to burst. And Rachel came in and said, hey, did you notice that they were saying that Michelle didn't ask for a refund? But they've already said that they turned off refund requests. So that Rachel was trying to say that they checked to see if you'd get a refund request notification after you've turned off refund requests. And from the information we have, you wouldn't. Did I say that properly, Navy? Did you understand what I was saying? Oh, okay. So there's a few other things, like Letitia was watching. So I kind of feel that that is a plus and a minus, because we've been talking about how Letitia hasn't really come on to give any more updates or to tell people what's going on.
First of all, from what I heard Molly say, I heard her say she thinks Ms. Letitia was in the chat. I don't think she said she was 100% sure. And secondly, why do you keep saying that Ms. Letitia owes you an explanation? You might as well say, be straight up and say, I want an explanation from her, and she doesn't owe you anything. She doesn't have to show you anything. She doesn't have to do anything, because you are nobody to her. Okay? Ms. Letitia is very respectful towards a lot of people. From what I've seen, she's a very respectful, polite woman. But what I'm saying is, she doesn't owe you a damn thing, Unirock. Nothing. At all.
On, right? So finding out that Letitia was watching and that she was communicating with the people there, I don't want Letitia to take this the wrong way, of course, because I again don't want Letitia thinking that I'm coming for her or something like that. I'm not. I'm trying to get the truth out. But I do find it strange, and I have to be honest, that it's like we have her there still. Like, I could understand if maybe she's so busy doing something. Lawyer told her not.
I'm with Renelle. I don't know how many times I have to say it. She doesn't owe you anything. She didn't have to come up on panel. Okay. And she didn't have to say anything in the chat. If she even was saying anything in the chat, she doesn't owe you an explanation. She owes you nothing. Period. So you continuing to sit there and say, you know, I find this weird and I find that, she doesn't have to say anything to you. All she has to do is ask you, please leave her alone. Quit talking about her. And you didn't do that. You still keep talking about her. You still won't shut up about her.
Not to comment, blah, blah, blah. All those things could explain Letitia not coming up and giving further information. And I do think that maybe and it could be that she got a shit ton of refund requests. People got really mad at her and she doesn't feel comfortable coming back up, right? There's a million things it could be, but I still think that it does play to the people wanting their refund who aren't getting it, that Letitia's in the chat and giving information to someone on stream, while at the same time, you feel me? Okay, no shade. I'm just being honest. Okay. Molly got upset and she started to cry. And you learn things about Molly puts up a tough front, okay? What I learned by talking to her in that short time is that she has a lot of feelings involved. Let me give you an example. That chat does not like me. And they were saying some mean stuff. Like, they were talking shit about my looks. Guess what? I agree with you. I know I'm not no winner. I'm not, the best looking dude on the block. Molly, on the other hand, showed me tonight that she gets upset when people say things to her on the internet sometimes. Hold on. Somebody asked me something. Can I ask you an honest question? Rock a lot. Do you honestly feel what you're doing is right? Well, let me show you like the way to determine this. Okay. If you want to know what first, before you can make that determination, you've got to know what I'm doing. Am I being honest with you about what I'm doing here? The way you do that is and I know you're not going to sit through all my streams. And I know I haven't uploaded a shorter video yet to explain myself or what's going on, but you could click through those streams and actually witness what I do for yourself. Because if it's okay for someone to commentate on true crime, if it's okay for them to commentate on anything out there on the internet, it has to be okay for us to comment on fundraising and whether that fundraising is done properly or not. Okay. If you tell me that what I'm doing is wrong, I will consider it, because logically I will think about it. I'm not going to just take your, statement and wipe it off the table, but I'm not doing anything different than what Molly is doing, outside of the fact that I'm taking it more seriously due to the fact that Marvon is a Marine in a coma. Though, while Marvon is in a coma and while we're talking about this, I'm going to try my ass off to be chill.
So basically, you're saying that you're doing the same thing that Molly's doing. You're not doing anything differently than what she's doing. Well, the thing is that what are you doing to help this situation, Unirock? How are you helping this situation? Are you making this situation better for anyone but yourself because you're getting clicks and views? You're not helping in this situation at all. All you're doing is continuing to perpetuate false narratives and calling someone a fraud without showing any amount of proof at all. Okay? You are sitting here basically saying that you're doing no different than what Molly is doing. But no, that's not what you're doing. You're literally perpetuating false narratives. That's completely different, in my opinion. You are attacking this family. You're helping and contributing to someone. You're helping and contributing to someone treating this family horribly. Because all Katie did was call in for backup. That's all she did. She was doing it by herself, and then she gave you information. You started talking about it. And then obviously this other channel, which in my opinion is Katie. You are the first person that's going to be thrown under the bus too. Just like you threw Katie under the bus right away, as soon as you got on Molly's panel, please understand that you are the first person that's going to be thrown under the bus if she gets any kind of repercussions for this. She started all of this, okay? And now she thinks she's going to slither away like the snake that she is after she has caused so much damage, okay? And slandered and talked about this family. No, that's not the way it works.
Oh, I come upon a clip of Molly doxing people. The reason I think Molly wasn't like completely flipping out on me and being nasty, because I have reacted to her doxing people and talked about how fucked up it is and how, you know, it does make the entire thing look like a scam. That's why I said I didn't think I called her directly a scammer, because all I said was the tactics Molly is using to respond to people asking for refunds and the tactics that are being used to
So Katie doxes people, Unirock. Why did you take her word for this story then? Okay. She has doxed everybody and their mother. You literally said that she doxed Creepshow Art in your chat. So if you know that Katie has doxed people, why did you take her word with this story? Why did you let her send you all the information without doing your due diligence and making your own conclusions by doing your own research instead of going off a doxer? That's a good question.
Attack certain people that are refund requesters and get mad at refund requesters, make it look like pressure is being put on people asking for refunds due to the fact that certain people other than Letitia have a link into the money being raised that is beyond them just being a person helping Letitia raise a little bit of funds for a lawyer. If I'm doing a fundraiser to get Letitia a lawyer, so what I mean is, I'm going to say, what do you need for the lawyer? It's probably going to be $50K. Wow, that's a lot. If Letitia raises 70, I'm going to expect her to give it back. She can either give it back in the beginning, or she can put it in account for the lawyer and see if the lawyer uses the 70. And if the lawyer only uses 40, she can either donate it to a charity or whatever, right? But I'm not expecting you to profit off of or make money off of this situation without telling people that that's what you're doing, because that affects the people giving money. If someone thinks their money's going straight to a lawyer, they're more inclined to give a lot more money. It's like, wow, you're going to do something with this and you're doing something. You're not going to keep it for yourself. You're not going to keep it for yourself and all this. I'm going to give 1,000 instead of 100. Oh, you might keep 90% of this is going in your pocket, and you might get the lawyer and you might not. I might just give you 50. You see what I'm trying to say here? But there were things that happened in that call that I think will answer some of the questions we have, and I think also will lead us to some conclusions. Do I think those conclusions will cause you guys who donated to not want your refund? Like I said, the only thing that can do that is proof. The only thing that can do that is knowing what happened, the truth. Again, something that the others said that they wanted: justice, proof, truth, right? So we are all on the same page. I do get it.
No. We're not all on the same page. Here's the thing. you need to do your own research, Unirock. Oh, sorry, you guys. Sorry if there was an echo. I forgot to mute it, but I'm going to stop this in a second. You need to do your own research, Unirock. You need to go through and investigate and do what you're supposed to do, because here's the thing, and this is something that I will always say. When you choose to donate to someone, okay, when you choose to, you know, and it's your money and it's your hard-earned money, you know, make sure that you're giving it to someone with knowing of what that money is being used for. But I feel like in this situation, there was a bigger creator involved that caused this chaos. And in my opinion, is without a crystal ball. No one was asking for refunds until she publicly announced that she asked for refunds. She has done everything, in my opinion, to break Ms. Letitia and her family, to make them look like they're just these horrible people by pulling up their past criminal records and all of these types of things. And in my opinion, I don't think that people would be asking for refunds if it wasn't for the leader of all of this, the leader who started it all, which is Katie. Anybody can ask for a refund, but as I've said, and continue, I will always say this, some creators create echo chambers, and Katie is one of those creators. She literally spoke about this publicly because she expected for her subs to follow suit. Okay. She literally backtracked on this story. That's why I started covering it from the very beginning, her coverage of it, because she literally backtracked. She has done a lot of damage. That is the root of the problem. She is the one who caused all of this, in my opinion. And if it wasn't for her, Unirock himself would not be talking about this. So she is the one that I look at. She is the one that I blame, in my opinion, because if it wasn't for her, no one, I don't believe so many people would be asking for their donations back. They followed suit with Katie. They started going off of Katie's word with whatever narrative she threw that stuck. That's what she chose to go with. When you have a platform of that many, you have a responsibility and you have to be careful with what you say. She could have privately asked Ms. Letitia for a refund and went about her merry on little way, but that's not what she did. That's the problem. She is the problem. And now, so is Unirock.
I want you to understand, I talk to them. It doesn't mean that I am opening my heart. I mean, I will as much as a person can to another person in a professional, I'm on the internet and you're on the internet kind of way to be nice, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to forget or let it intrude upon what we're doing and trying to get to the point where you either have truth. Look, I don't get to determine whether you want a refund. So Letitia, in my opinion, can come in and get more money to do what she's trying to do with the fact of giving you proof, which should be the intent. It's like, do you want more money to be able to do what you wanted to do? Yes. Okay, let's give him some proof. Will it hurt anything? Let's find out, what's wrong and let's fix this or something, right? Joanne says, they said everybody got refunds. Danielle, no. Kelly, no. Trisha, no. They're not being honest. That's the end of the truth and facts. See, Joanne, I do agree with you. Do I think that Molly is scamming? I've said the whole time, I don't know what's going on. I can't draw conclusions. I can draw inferences from behavior.
And if you don't think that about Molly, then why all the thumbnails of, money pouring out of her eyes and all of these types of things? Why would you have that if you didn't think that about Molly as well? Like, you're contradicting yourself.
I can draw, I can draw the truth from facts. I can draw the truth from proof, right? Did I get any proof when I went over there? I did not. Therefore, we are not really any further than we were. We just now have an open kind of bridge. We have an open communication, and I think we can actually get somewhere here. But I'm going to tell you now, I'll give you a promise. I usually don't do this. No one's going to manipulate me. No one's going to get anything over on me. I got your back. I got their back. I got everyone's back that's involved.
I know, you guys, this has been such a long video, but I'm not even going to lie to you. This has been such a painful video for me to record, to edit. To all those that do subscribe to Unirock and watch Unirock, kudos to you. I don't know how you guys do it. This has been the most painful and excruciating.
Renelle cracks me up. It's true. She did a great job on this video, though. I know that had to have been very, very hard for her to do. So shout out to Renelle, and her channel will be in my chat. So you guys, I'm sure that was excruciating. It definitely wasn't. All I can tell you guys is this, okay? And this is my whole opinion about Unirock. Not that I don't think it matters to him, but I don't give a shit because it doesn't matter to me either. I think that Unirock is all about, exactly, we feel your pain, Renelle, okay? Thank you so much for doing that video, though. I really appreciate it. I think you're absolutely amazing. So here's what I'm going to say. I think glitter. I always have glitter on me. I think that Unirock is doing this for clicks and views and subs. I don't think that he's doing this from a genuine place. And for him to sit here and say that he's on everybody's side is a lie. If you're on everybody's side, then why on earth would you have the thumbnails that you have if you're on everybody's side? If you were on everybody's side prior to even talking about this story, you would have done your own research and came to your own conclusions about this story. So I think that Unirock definitely, I agree with every single one of you. I think that he is very similar to Katie. I mean, to a T. Like, I don't know if maybe they're secretly friends behind the scenes or what, but he reminds me of her. The way he gaslights, the way he manipulates, the way he tries to brainwash, because there is no excuse for the way that you acted on Molly's panel. And I'm talking about, I think it's great that he was able to be civil and have a conversation, but he literally went against everything that he preaches for on his channel. I'd have more respect for him if he would have went on Molly's channel and politely told her how he felt than versus gaslighting and trying to manipulate and throw Katie under the bus. It just shows how much of a snake he is, in my opinion. When you can't play with people's lives like this, you guys, especially when that person is not a fellow creator. This isn't a fellow creator you're talking about here. This is just someone who literally had people create a group for her and started helping her. And then once she chose to part ways with this one creator, all hell broke loose. And people started talking about her, and people started harassing her and asking her for her money back. She was giving refunds to people that didn't even give her any money. I have nothing but, I feel very horrible for Miss Letitia, because we as creators, us going through people talking about us is hard. I couldn't imagine someone who isn't a creator, but yet has all of these people talking about her and calling her a scammer and calling her a fraud with no proof. The thing is that if you are going to call somebody a fraud, you better show some proof. And I don't like how people and how Unirock is acting as though Miss Letitia owes him and the people who subscribe to him an explanation. Half those people that are in Unirock's chat probably didn't even motherfucking donate to Miss Letitia. They're just in there perpetuating a narrative because he's speaking out against Molly. And the majority of them in there don't like Molly. That's what it is. And that's not the way it works. You can't do that to people. You can't try to slander somebody and talk about somebody simply just because, especially when it's something as big as being a fraud, just because you want clicks and views and all of these things. Okay, now if this was a fellow creator, okay, I understand that's what creators do. But with somebody who is just literally, going through so much, with her son being in a coma and things like that, like I've always said, and I will continue to say, and I've said it from the beginning, this is not me defending anyone else but what's right. And you cannot go around calling somebody a fraud with no proof. And if you're going to go around calling somebody a fraud, you show the proof. They don't have to show you shit. Okay? You are not the end all be all when it comes to people collecting or people getting and accepting donations from a damn Cash App. You don't get to choose who gets crucified for it and who doesn't. And you don't get to spew hate to somebody just because you want clicks and views over a person that literally has done nothing but chose to part ways with a person she had bad vibes from. And that's it. You can't. I thought you were asking Teaya why she was bashing him. I was like, what? And it's not like people have to understand that when you give your opinion about somebody, it doesn't necessarily even mean that you're bashing them. Like, I don't know Unirock, but what I know is you get on your channel every day and you're calling a woman a fraud where you have no proof. And of course, I'm going to look at you sideways, especially because you didn't keep the same energy. I don't see how people in his chat would want to be in his chat after seeing what they saw when he went on Molly's panel. But in the same sense, as long as he is constantly spewing hate against Molly or Justin or whoever, and those people in the chat just continues to hate, it's just going to be a whole bunch of hate bonding. And that's just my opinion. But when you're accusing somebody of scamming, just know that nobody has to show you shit. You need to prove that that person is a scammer. And you have literally showed that you are disgusting. Like, that's just my opinion. That's disgusting. Why would you talk about somebody and put them through all that and call them a fraud and all of these things? And then you can sit there and say that you are a vet and you empathize with Vaughn, but you get on your channel every day and you're bashing his mother, but you empathize with Vaughn, right? Make it make sense. Okay. It's ridiculous. Yes, I do know. I don't know what number, excuse me, what number is Katie right now? Couple of days ago, if you haven't voted for the grifter, make sure you guys cast your vote. I know that she was number 10 the last time a couple days ago. Oh my God, she's number 3 already? Wow. Holy crap. That shows a lot, you guys. Birds of a feather flock together. So in conclusion, to the nonsense channel, I don't give a fuck what you do. All I know is you and your stories don't make sense. And when they don't make sense, I'm going to call you out on them because you're on your channel perpetuating a narrative that you have no idea is true or not. And I don't give a fuck what you look up on me. This isn't a competition. Like I said, I ain't in competition with nobody but my damn self. So you can sit there and talk about I had a channel for 5 years. It just shows how much common sense you lack, not me. And as far as with Unirock, I feel like he showed his true colors. He showed his true colors on Molly's panel, and I don't think that anybody should look at him as credible. Like, if I was literally somebody who didn't care for Molly and I was on and I didn't like her, if I would have seen the kind of behavior that Unirock displayed, I'd be like, deuces. Like, you are fake. You literally went on her panel backtracked and didn't keep the same energy. You didn't say anything of substance, but yet here you are on your channel perpetuating all that, spewing hate. Boy, bye. That's all I can say. It's ridiculous, and I don't understand how anybody could listen to him at this point and take him seriously, because I wouldn't. Never did. But like I said, and even to the Nonsense channel, it's funny to me how many people hate Bond and all those things. Like I said, and I will not continue to say it, but I think so many people don't stand up for what's right because of who they choose to hate. That's not me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't know Molly, but as long as she's respectful to me, I'll be respectful to her. But I don't know her. I'm not friends with her. We're cordial, and that's it. And I don't think it's right what's going on and how Ms. Letitia is being called a fraud for no apparent reason except for because of one person, and who has absolutely zero, she takes zero accountability for her actions, zero accountability for what she's done. And here she is sneaking away. Hell no, it ain't going down like that. You will not get away with the way that you treated this family and what you've done. Okay, in my opinion, there's always consequences to your actions. And this all started with Katie, period. And that's it. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. Hold on. I want to see something here. I think I got a notification. And thank you to all the new members. Thank you. Shout out to Stranger Clegan. I love you. Thank you for gifting memberships. I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Thank you guys for participating and being so respectful in chat. You guys make it so easy for my mods. And you guys are awesome. I'm very, very blessed to have every single one of you. So thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything. I thought I seen something though. But I could have sworn I got a notification for something. Maybe somebody took money out. All right. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. I will see you guys tomorrow for True Crime Thursday. And then the next day, it is Katie Joy versus every creator here on YouTube. So you guys have an amazing night. Thank you to my amazing mods. You guys are awesome. I love y'all. And thank you for being so respectful, you guys, and being so supportive. I love y'all, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay? Deuces. And don't forget to subscribe before you leave if you haven't already. Press the notification bell. Press the thumbs up button, whatever, it's all interaction, or you can press the thumbs down button, whatever. And I love y'all. You guys are amazing. Stay beautiful.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gonna feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so